Welcome back to Speak Up Queen, the podcast where we empower, uplift, and celebrate women who have reclaimed their voices to inspire others. Today, we're honored to welcome the remarkable Karis Hagen, an inspiring voice for resilience, transformation, and empowerment. As a dedicated advocate for women and someone who has triumphed through her own adversities, Karis Ayn is on a mission to help others find their strength, reclaim their voices, and thrive unapologetically. Her journey is a testament to the power of healing, growth, and self-discovery. With her compassionate heart and unwavering determination, Karis Ann brings a unique perspective that will inspire and uplift everyone who hears her story. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Karis Ann Hadget, a true queen on her journey of purpose, empowerment, and transformation.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to get into it.
Well, Karis, what was the most challenging limiting belief you had to overcome, and how did breaking free from it help you reclaim your voice?
So for me, the most challenging limiting belief I would say is that my voice does not deserve to be heard. This is actually one that's come up quite recently for me, since I've been training to become a public speaker, and I didn't realize how much I didn't like to share my story because I thought my story wasn't powerful enough. It wasn't traumatic enough. It wasn't a big deal. And I'd spent actually so much of my life playing down those scenarios in my life that actually really affected me and held me back and stopped me from becoming the confident, empowered woman that I'm today. And for so many years, I felt like pushed into the background of my life. And part of that was because I didn't feel like I deserved to be seen or heard.
Can you share when someone's words or actions make you feel small and how you found the strength to rise above it?
Oh, this is a good one. There's probably been so many occasions of this, but I think for me, something that's been coming up a lot recently is with an ex-partner of mine that I didn't realize was at the time. I was with him for 2.5 years, and he was a narcissist, a complete narcissist, and used to call me all the names under the sun. He would say that I was a slut, a slag, all of those horrible names, and I think they have really stuck out in my mind because one, it made me feel like I couldn't show myself as a woman, as like all my sensual curves and my empoweredness, and him saying those words to me was obviously in his mind to make me feel little, right? So I would stay with him and I would keep being in that space and in that area. And for me, my way of overcoming that, to be honest, at the time, I didn't realize what was happening. But certainly when I did decide to leave that relationship, I actually stood my ground and said, this is enough. Like, I'm not putting up with this anymore. And for me, it was when I got back into dancing, which is like one of my passions in life and one of my loves. I actually realized how powerful I was and how I could be sexy, but not a slag. They're two different things. So yeah, that was definitely one for me.
I love it. I love it. And I know sometimes it's not easy to get out of that relationship. For women that might be in that relationship, that's the most dangerous time of their lives is when they are trying to get out of that relationship. That's bringing me to the next question. What
Mm.
safety resources, spaces, or tools have most impacted your healing journey?
So I would say dance, number one. Dance, number one for me. And this is why I'm bringing it more and more into my coaching programs now as well with women. But for me, dance really made me connect back to who I was, the joyful energy, actually to all the different sides of me, all the different characters that I've got. So I can be sweet and sexy. I can be cheeky. I can be fun and full of life. I can be sultry and sexy, and I can be a gangster when I want to be. So for me, learning to become a turned up fitness instructor, which is a dance fitness program that I teach and now teach other women to become instructors as well, really helped me to heal in more ways than you ever could think. And I mean, now dance has been highlighted as like the number one thing to cure depression. So for me, dance is therapy in all areas of our life. And we know we store trauma in the hip area. So literally twerking the trauma out is such a good way to get over things. Like you'll be surprised how much your energy can shift, how much your world shifts if you just start your day with a dance. Try it.
And that's definitely something. When I was dancing, and I was dancing in the clubs and pubs and getting my body out there, I was thin, I was fit, but now I am a little bit, but I'm happy in my skin. But I
Yes.
think I might start quirking or squirting or whatever you want to call it. Get
Yes.
it out of the hips. Woo!
There's a sign, get moving, because honestly, we spend so much time in our heads and we are not our minds, we are not our thoughts, we are this whole entire being, and we need to spend more time being in our body and being connected to who we truly are. And dance for me does that. It's like where you stop thinking for a minute, you just are being and having fun and enjoying yourself. So yeah.
I love
I'm only
it.
gonna say dance because for me it's number one.
What?
Yeah, actually, I will say one other thing. I will say one other thing. So, law of attraction, learning about the law of attraction and manifesting, and how your thoughts are literally creating the reality that you see around you. When I realized that, I became really conscious of what I was thinking about, making sure that I wasn't spending time worrying about things and only focusing my attention on what I do want. So those for me were the two kind of dance and law of attraction together is like the magic code for me for healing and realizing that you can create whatever reality you want for yourself.
And that's so powerful. It is, and the thing about law of attraction, you also attract the right people in your life, the people that is supporting you, that is inspiring you, and that's just that speak up queen is like I am attracting all of these beautiful queens out all around the world, and I'm like, oh, I am so blessed. I know that I've asked for this, and now I'm getting it. And it's like seriously, it's real. It's really real, and 5 years
So
ago, I didn't believe in anything like that. I didn't believe in affirmations. I thought it was like, oh, please, seriously.
exactly the same. Honestly, 5 years ago for me, like meditation, affirmations, I was like, what is this? This sounds like woo woo. And then you start practicing, and like you said, you attract the people around you, but also know that like you attract who you are. So for you to be attracting all of these empowering women, it means that you are empowering as well. So whatever you give out is what you will always receive. And that's how you can tell if you're in that good energy or not, is by the people that you're attracting around you is a really good sign, I think.
I love it. What
Mm.
was your first step feeling silence? Yeah, wait. What was your first step from feeling silence to finding your voice, and how did that change your life?
Mm. Actually, yeah, finding my voice again was through dance, right? So when I trained to become, I went to this dance class, I absolutely loved it, and it unlocked something inside me which I'd never felt before. Since I was a kid, I felt really passionate, like I had a spark again, like the fire was lit in my belly, like I knew what I wanted. And I instantly knew I had to learn to teach this dance class. And honestly, I never had the confidence. I never thought I would ever have the confidence to be in front of a class, like shouting at women or leading a group of women behind me. That scared the life out of me. But just knowing that I was so passionate about it, there was something in me that was like, you got to do this, you got to do this. So I qualified, and in my first class, I was like a mouse. I was saying no words. I was like, arm, right, left. And now, if you see me in class, my voice is literally projected. I don't even need a microphone. This voice comes out of me because I am in my fullest expression. I am not holding back in any shape or form in my life. I am being fully present. I am literally stepping into the highest version of myself. And she's got a big voice, that version of me. Like she knows what she wants. She says it with clarity, with confidence, and with power. And honestly, I never knew I had a voice inside me. Like all my entire life, I was always a bit introverted, shy, quiet. And then when I took the lead in this dance class, like this voice just came out of nowhere. I was like, who is this? What is this? But yeah, now like from then on, yeah, I mean, a couple of weekends ago, I did a 3-day course to become a public speaker. So I was on stage constantly, like doing a 6-minute presentation around my message and empowering women. So it's just it encouraged me to keep taking those steps forward, pushing my comfort zone and doing the things that I know is really meant for me.
I love it. What's
Mm.
what's one powerful lesson you've learned about self-worth, and how do you carry it with you as you continue to grow and inspire others?
Powerful lesson. You were always worthy. You were born worthy. You did not come to this planet by chance, right? The chance of you being here is 1 in multiple billion. Okay. So you were born worthy. Like your worthiness is what brought you to this earth. Do not let anything or anyone tell you any different. And when you realize that and you're always worthy and you find out what it is that you really want, what you're really passionate about, and start following that, your worthiness will get instilled more and more as you follow that journey. If you're doing something that's not meant for you, that is when you will feel unworthy. If you're not in a space that is aligned to who you are, what you're meant to be doing, that's when you feel unworthy. So as long as you can know you're worthy right now, you don't need to do anything differently. Go inside to find out what it is that you truly want and what you should be doing and what impact you want to have on this world. Start following that, and that will prove to you your worthiness.
Definitely. If
Mm.
you could tell your 17-year-old self one thing, what would it be and why?
Oh, your body does not define you. Your body is not who you are. It is just a vessel that holds your wonderful soul. So stop focusing your attention on how your body looks, what food you put into your body, how you can get skinnier. You are perfect as you are. And if you start to love your body first, you will inherently start to feed your body with the things that it needs. And you're focusing your attention on your body is just a distraction from you pursuing the life of that was meant for you and one that you have always dreamt of. So yeah, don't
How
focus
do,
on your body.
how do you set boundaries to protect your energy and peace? And what have you learned from this practice?
Mm. So boundaries is a big one for me. I never used to have any boundaries. I've always been an empath, so I feel really deeply other people's feelings and energies, and I've always wanted to help. Like that's always been in my being, but at the expense of myself and my own energy. So I really make sure that every week I have time to myself, like at least on a Saturday, I would try and pencil out time to myself, whether it be a half day, full day ideally, but at least like 2 or 3 hours on a Saturday to just do nothing. Don't check my phone. I sit on the beach and read a book. Every week I'll have a bath to myself. Like I'll meditate every morning. I've got so many practices now that take priority over anything else because I know that when my cup is filled, that's when I can be of more service to other people. So I really do focus that attention on making sure I prioritize me first, whereas I used to feel like that was selfish, but I know I have Googled selfish. If you think that's selfish, I ask you to Google the word selfish because it is not that. But prioritizing myself and my own energy and checking in with myself before I say yes to plans. If I don't have the energy, I just say, sorry, I'm really tired. I can't make it. And I don't make an excuse anymore. I used to try and think of all the excuses under the sun, but say it as it is, be true to how you feel, and your real friends will respect that.
Yeah, definitely. And you're gonna lose some friends when you're starting to set some
Yeah.
boundaries, but that's let them. Let
Yeah,
them go.
exactly. That's totally their thing.
How do you stay grounded when challenges comes up now compared to before?
So grounding for me in a couple of ways. So dance, always getting into that body on a daily basis if I can. I've got to be honest, I've not been doing it very much lately, but I'm setting up myself a thing for the next few days to have my dance a day, I call it. Doing yoga practices, which I do probably only once a week, but that definitely helps me with grounding. But just getting my bare feet in the sand is so good for grounding and just connecting you to the earth and being mindful and present when you're in that space. Um, yeah, it's something obviously because we live in Australia, we can do that all the time. So I'd definitely take advantage of getting the toes in the sand.
It is an honor. It is really a privilege to. We used to be close to the beach, and now we are in the outback. Um,
Oh,
it's like 41 degrees today, and
oh
I
my
am
God.
sitting here.
You're like,
I
I'm
can't put on
sweating.
the I can't put on the aircon because I'm so afraid that it's gonna be loud and no one can hear me. And
Oh no.
it, it is like crazy here in the outback, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to move back to the sea, the ocean, where I can just, if it's hot, I can go and jump into the sea and the ocean and just do some and grounding. I must say, when I was in Bustleton, that was one of the things that was really for me was sitting at the beach, reading a book, like you said. It was just something calming about that waves. It's just amazing. So yeah,
Yeah,
you
there's,
must.
there's the little sign to move back to the water.
Yeah, definitely. um,
Get a run.
how do you define thriving today, and what mindset shifts or practices helped you embrace that definition?
So thriving for me means that you are living your truth. You are being authentically you, but also being true to your dreams and pursuing those. So thriving for me is feeling joyful and happiness the majority of your time, following what it is that's going to light you up inside, and yeah, continuing to push through the uncomfortable feelings that will inevitably come up, because whenever you grow, there's always a next level of uncomfortability that will happen. So just know that everyone who's successful is only successful because they have pushed past
Yes.
that uncomfortable feeling. They still have the same fears as you do, like every normal person does. It's normal, but they just are brave enough to push past that. So for me, that's what thriving is, like continually assessing where you are, checking in to see if you're happy, like truly happy with who you're meant to be and what you're meant to be doing. And if you're not, then like being brave and taking that chance to change and start pursuing something that you actually love. So for me, yeah, mindset practices like law of attraction for me, just learning about that and learning how to focus my attention on what I do want, not what I don't want. Like worrying is just such a waste of time and energy. Why are we worrying when we could be aspiring and dreaming and doing all of that, giving the energy to that future possibility rather than the worry. So yeah, consciously being aware of when your thoughts are coming up, asking yourself, is that what I want? And if not, try and catch it before it even comes out in words. right? Catch the thought before it comes out in words.
Mm.
That's not what I want. Oh, thanks for showing me what I don't want. What do I want? And ask yourself that internally. So if I don't want that, what is it I do want? Then say what it is you do want out loud. So just start being aware of your thought patterns, what you're saying out loud, being consciously and not talking into existence things that you actually don't want to happen.
Absolutely. The last question. What made you decide to be featured on Speak Up Queen? And how does it feel knowing that there's a safe space for women to share their stories and inspire others?
Do you know, I absolutely love the title, Speak Up Queen. Like for me, the word queen resonates for me in so many areas of my life. It's what I inspire my clients to do, is what I inspire all my class members to do. And like step into that queen energy. Like we are all our own versions of Beyonce in my mind. All of us women have the same exact power as Beyonce, same exact energy, the same exact passion. We can all be our own versions of Beyonce, that queen bee energy. And the speak up part, like for me as well, really resonated with me just being, put in a corner in my own mind you, like you do that to yourself, like by taking on particular meanings to situations, but obviously from past experiences as well. It's just made me really realize, to be honest, and connect back to that part of myself that didn't feel like she could speak up, that didn't feel like she could be seen as she truly was. And I just think it's so important to share this message with the world, because there's still so many women out there that are not living their truth, not living who they really are, and literally living the sidelines of their own life. And I believe we should all be taken center stage. Like, this is your story, it's nobody else's. You live this one chance you've got on this earth to its fullest potential, and you keep doing that because the world needs your light.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you, Karais, for sharing your powerful and inspiring story with us today. Your journey reminds us of the strength and courage it takes to heal, grow, and thrive. To everyone tuning in, remember your voice and your story have the power to inspire and create change. If today's episode resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share it with someone who needs this message. Until next time, Queens, keep speaking up and embracing your power.